Welcome again, everyone. This is my latest build. This build is for another client of mine. This build is for you, Neil. I'm just going to go over all the different parts that I have in this build. This build is actually the most powerful build I've built so far. This is a AMD FX based build. It consists of a FX-8350 processor with a Radeon R9 390 graphics card. So let's go over all the parts. Let's start off with the case. The case is a Enermax Ostrog GT. It's a black and blue themed case. It's got blue lights, and in the front it's also got a little nice blue mesh, as you can see from there. From there, let's start off from the right here. So we have 8 gigabytes of G.SKILL Ripjaws X DDR3 2400 RAM, and we also got a Corsair CX series 750 watts power supply. It's a modular power supply. It's a bronze plus rated, 80 plus bronze rated. Then we have the XFX Radeon R9 390 with 8 gigs of GDDR5 RAM. Then we have the AMD FX-8350 Black Edition CPU. Next to that we have a Crucial BX100 250 gigabytes SSD, which is for the primary OS. We also have a 1 terabyte hard drive in there for backup and storage. Next to that we have the Cryorig H5A. It's a CPU cooler. It's basically become my favorite CPU cooler. I've been using it for my last 3 builds so far. I used to build with the Corsair 860, but for the same price, I believe this air cooler performs much better, and it was proven with this build. And lastly is the motherboard, which is an ASUS A99FX Pro R2.0 motherboard. The good thing about this motherboard is it actually has 2 full-speed, PCI Express X16 graphic card slots. So if you want to do SLI or Crossfire, you can basically, this motherboard can take full advantage of it in full speed. Some motherboards you have to watch out. If you want to do SLI or Crossfire, make sure that you have 2 SLI slots or 2 the video card slots on the motherboard that supports the maximum 16 speed or 16x. And also I've added a Roswell blue LED fan. It's got 60 CFM fan. It blows a lot of air. It's pretty nice. So this is the build. Let's take a closer look. As you can see, there's the power supply. That's the XFX R9 390 graphics card. The 2 hard drives are right there. The top one is the 1 terabyte. It's a Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte hard drive. And underneath that is the Crucial SSD. And there are the 2 sticks of 4 gigabytes each RAM. That's the Cryorig. Huge CPU fan. Huge heatsink and fan. And that's the Roswell fan. So yeah, let's fire it up and see how it looks. All right, let's fire this PC up. Here's the BIOS. As you can see in the top, it says the CPU type 8350, 8 gigs of RAM. And that's the CPU and the motherboard temperature. Normally in idle, it will the temperature is usually between 30 and 35 degrees Celsius in a house that's about 76 degrees ambient temperature. So it's actually fairly cool for idle temperatures, in my opinion. Alright, let's go to Windows. All right. As you can see there, AMD FX-8350, 8 gigs of RAM. And if we run the ASUS, you can see those are live temperatures. And if I leave it, yeah, if I leave it, if I don't touch the computer, the CPU temperature is going to go down to 30 degrees Celsius, and it's going down now even more, 34 degrees now. So I ran 3D Mark, the benchmark graphics test, and the results I got were pretty impressive with the Radeon R9 390. Alright, so this is the results of the graphics card benchmark test. As you can see there, it says AMD Radeon R9 390 1X, which is one graphics card, and FX-8350 is a processor. It's got a score of 9,074, and let's see if I can zoom in. As you can see there, states better than 79% of all results using these settings. So I believe it's pretty impressive, and the temperature, the highest it got was 51 degrees for this Radeon R9. I mean, it's a powerhouse, but still, it only got to 51 degrees with the with the benchmark test. So I believe this is it's a pretty impressive build, and probably one of my most powerful build so far. Thanks for watching.